Whenever Darragh O'Brien made his announcement that they were going to give 100% redress to here, we were absolutely delighted. I mean, it was something that was needed to have happened. That through no fault of our own, our houses have been damaged by deleterious materials. But since that, there's been absolutely nothing done. You know, I put in my application 17 months ago to Donegal County Council, did it online, and everything's been all through, but I haven't heard a thing from them. And when you ring up to see what's happening, they tell you, oh, it's with our technical team. Nobody has ever come back to me and said, look, you're number 5, or we're dealing with it, or you should hear something back. You hear absolutely nothing, and that's so disappointing. I have had 2 heart attacks, and I've had a cardiac arrest, and my cardiologist told me that to have no stress in my life, and also to make sure that I keep warm. Having Mica obviously means that you're going to have a lot of stress in your life, and you're going to be very, very cold. The temperatures are very, very cold. The medication I'm on, you have to, if you're heating on, and you have to keep a certain level of warmth. The HSE tell us that for somebody in poor health, you need to be 20 or 21 degrees in a living room. I struggle to get that even with the big heating system that I have. I have to have the oil on 5 hours a day. I burn 500 litres of oil inside 5 weeks, and I'm continuously topping up the coal bunker. You know, I would say that I would spend €200 a week between oil and coal, and on a pensioner's income, that's quite difficult to manage. Very, very difficult to manage. We shouldn't be like that at our age. You know, we shouldn't be like that at all.
We've been living in our house for 16 years now. We built it around 2000 and, let me think, 8 when my second oldest daughter was born. We first got our report put in 2020, which told us our house was condemned, and we're sitting at 2023 now. So I suppose the biggest update is we got our latest letter from our engineer to say that our ceilings are cracking and we've bison slabs, so it could be at risk of sudden collapse. So I suppose it's just very difficult because we're still living in it. My 7 children are still living in it. They're sleeping on a cracking ceiling, playing underneath a cracking ceiling. So I suppose our fear is that, are we taking a risk with them? And that's hard. It's very difficult for us to put. And then the other thing is, I suppose, my second youngest girl, she's referred to an asthma clinic because she has continuous coughing now. In fairness, it's a good bit better now. But like, we've mould in the house, we've got mould residue around the windows, which is obviously having a significant, there's the risk of it having a significant effect on them. And you have those guilts that we work hard, we built a house for our family, yet they're not living in a safe environment, they're not living in a healthy environment, even though we work every hour. My children are playing around the street, but there's debris falling off our house. So it's taking that risk on them, and their mental health and growing up in a house that is just falling apart. My little daughter said to me the last day, is our house broken, Mommy? So they understand on their level, but it's hard as a parent to hear it when you put all your money into it.
So we were advised to get out of the house a year ago, and we're still in it now. We have the money from the government for emergency accommodation. It's not easy to find somewhere, and the price of renting, the money will be gone in less than 10 months. So we're going to get a mobile home, put it in the garden, but it's so difficult to do that because we have to get the garden dug up to fit a mobile home in. We need to get a crane to put it over the house, and we need to connect the sewers, and that costs money to get done in the garden, just for us to live in the house. So the support we've received so far is that we are one of the houses that has received emergency accommodation money. But then we're left to ourselves. We have to sort every single thing out ourselves, and there is no support in Donegal from the council. and there's no support now from the government to help us. We have to do everything literally on our own.